big of a problem is Hinduphobia in London today?
So we started looking at this issue a couple of years ago, and we unearthed a whole variety of questions really about Hinduphobia in London. When we looked at the data about crime and statistics in the Crime and Police Survey for England and Wales, Hindus were the second most likely group to be victims of hate crime, but on the Met Police data they were showing up quite low in terms of incidents, so showing us anomalies. That's why I raised the issue at City Hall in terms of a motion to get it on the table as an agenda and get the Met Police to properly record hate crimes and understand what is happening with the data. Today's event is about bringing the community together, and we have speakers from the Crown Prosecution Service and the Metropolitan Police Service as well to work with communities to record hate crime better, so we can better understand what is happening in the community.
Fantastic. Is it a problem that's got worse over recent years, to the best of your knowledge?
So according to the data that we've unearthed, yes. So the data and stats that we saw for 22-23 showed an 80% increase in the year before, so there's quite a sharp, dramatic increase, starting off with lower numbers, granted, but what we are seeing is year-on-year increases in hate crimes where Hindus are victims.
And I think one of the most interesting questions is, why is it a form of prejudice which seems to receive less attention than other forms of racism in London?
That's exactly why we're here to work with communities to find out why. One of the issues does lie in reporting of incidences, but also misreporting or misclassification of data from the Met Police as well. So we want to get all parties interested, and people are coming together because they are interested in the issue and want to tackle it genuinely, and I'm delighted that they are coming together today to do this.
Just finally, what are some of the key things we can see from the Met or the Mayor indeed immediately to improve the situation?
So one, looking at the Met Police crime data dashboard, granted in the last year or so, well, definitely since the 7th of October, we know that the incidences of Islamophobia and anti-Semitism would have risen disproportionately as well, but there are underlying issues in the community as well that we need to address, ongoing issues, so we want to make sure that they are recording and reporting on hate crime data. More specifically, a lot of the work that the Met do in terms of the channeling of resources is data and intelligence led, and if we're not recording it properly in the first place, we can't put the resources behind it to tackle it.
Finally, do you think is there a lack of awareness among police about Hinduphobia as a sort of specific form of prejudice, as opposed to a sort of blanket understanding of racism?
From what we've seen in the data, the misclassification of Hinduphobia definitely does suggest that. So when we looked at incidences in the past, even from my caseload as a constituency representative representing Brent and Harrow, when I looked at examples in my constituencies of cases that have been brought to my attention, which may seem or appear like neighbour disputes on the surface, but when we start to look at the detail of the cases, there is definitely religious related hate crime elements in that. We want the community also to be confident in reporting it and recognising hate crime, and that's just one of the things that we'll be looking at today as well, looking at the definition of a hate crime so that people can better understand from the community perspective about when exactly a hate crime may have occurred.